What's up, guys? Scott with Precision here. I'm at Friendship Church in Frisco. Um, this church has got some interesting issues going on. Had some roof drains leak early on, caused a bunch of differential heaving and settlement throughout pretty good portions of the structure, and it's just kind of presented a number of difficult situations to fix. There's lots of this going on where you can see how close the door is here. You see how far off it is here. This slab has actually started to heave, to swell up. Um, we've got a number of issues like this around the facility. See that gap between the floor and the wall? You can actually hear how hollow this is. And to complicate matters, so this structure has actually gotten saturated under it and raised up. Since that happened, there's actually been an addition on the other side of those doors. They've added on quite a bit of square footage on the other side of those doors, and this slab was anchored to the new slab. So now this slab that's higher than it should be is essentially anchored at an elevation it was never intended to go to. And there's all kinds of roller coastery, for lack of a better term, elevations throughout the structure, and you're kind of left with just really a couple options. One is to really almost come in and suspend the entire structure, which would be a massive undertaking, cost tons and tons of money. Or they've already addressed the drainage issues, actually a decent amount of time ago. Um, or you can come in, and given that this is never going down, it's anchored in, you can come in and basically float the interior portions of the slab out so you don't have as much of these issues like that. Now there's a door over here that in the women's restroom that it won't even close anymore. Um, if you could feel how I'm walking through here, you could tell what I'm talking about. But it just rolls. It constantly rolls up and down, or up and down, up and down. So unfortunately, there's not a easy or cost-effective way to um, make a thorough repair on this structure. And so we will pair with we'll team up with an engineer and make sure that we're all on the same page. But more than likely, what we've seen is engineers will say, hey, look, if you want to repair it all the way 100%, here's here's what it's going to take. And more often than not, it's just not a feasible repair option. So they'll have us come in to fix these sinking interior portions of the slab. The whole thing's not it's not uniformly heaved up. Um, it's heaved up in places, which is actually causing the slab to bridge and have empty space underneath the slab, which is why you've got portions of the slab that are sagging and walls that aren't touching the floor any longer. So we'll come in, so long as the engineer's comfortable with um, the drainage situation and the repair plan. We'll come in, pump the slab up in a matter of this whole facility will take us 1 to 2 days to do everything. It's a pretty big facility, but we'll correct all of the functional issues in here because the perimeter of the where all the supports are, it's got big drill piers. All those elevations are relatively consistent. Um, so you're presented with a situation like this where you've got to do the best with what you've got and create a plan that's feasible to actually implement. And we do. It's not putting a band-aid on things. It's just making a reasonable repair. So we'll fix everything in here that can be fixed. It'll be usable again. There will be some fluctuations in the elevations. They won't be perfect, but I've looked at a lot of commercial and residential foundations over the years that we've been in business, and even slabs that are brand new are rarely uh, perfect. Yeah, there's really not a such thing as a perfectly level slab. So they've all got some amount of fluctuation in here or in them, and so this is just creating a reasonable amount of difference in the elevations here, and putting it back where it's stable. It's going to stop moving, and the doors work again, and they can patch sheetrock and not have to worry about it continuing to go up and down, up and down, up and down, and get worse and break and cause more expensive issues. So, anyways, there's a little rundown of that project.